Hi, and welcome to MaLa Yoga. This class is designed for a morning practice where you are really invigorating the breath and the body and increasing some strength, some stability, and bringing in some invigoration to start your day. So we're not only going to focus on physical strength, but also we're going to carry this into our day so that we have mental and emotional strength as well. So it's all too easy to notice all the things that are not going our way throughout the day. I mean, I'm totally guilty of this. I'm sure you know the feeling. So we are going to start the day strong and with the intention of flipping the voice in our head when we catch ourselves going down that negative path or just noticing all the things that we wish were different. We're going to flip the voice and notice all of the things that are great in our lives, or we're just going to make great things happen in our lives. And we're starting with a strong yoga practice. So I'm super happy you're here. This is going to be 30 minutes, and we are going to start at the top of the mat in Samastitihi, even standing, with strong legs, a nice broad open chest, a long neck as you lift through the ears and drop the chin. And then thumbs are going to plug right into the sternum to roll the shoulders back, steadying the crown of the head over the ribs over the hips, even through the soles of the feet, the weight of the hips. Take a few deep breaths. Feel the space between the crown of the head and the soles of the feet. And begin to breathe in that intention of strength, both physical and mental and emotional strength. So as you move through the practice and you feel challenged, you stay with it and you find a bit of ease in the practice as well. And as you move through your day, and things get in your way or slow you down or have you stuck mentally or emotionally, you're going to flip the voice in your head to a positive voice, noticing the things that are going well in your life, or writing down a list of a few things, a few actions you can take to improve some areas of your life. Standing strong on our own 2 feet, exhale down toward the earth. Inhale and lift the breath up into the heart. Exhale, release the hands down by your sides, and then inhale, spin the arms up, gaze high, and then lead with your heart as you forward fold over your legs, tucking the chin. Inhale to a flat back, hands to the shins, open the collarbones. Exhale, step 1 foot back into a runner's lunge. Steadying your feet, get really strong in your legs, and inhale, bring the torso up and the arms by the ears. Open your chest, maybe you even bend back a little. And exhale, lower your hands down alongside your foot. Inhale, look up. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Inhale, lift the sternum. And then exhale and bow toward your leg. And inhale, look up so your spine is parallel to the floor. Turn your hands forward so your toes line up with your heels. And then look up and hold it here, pushing the inner leg into the outer leg, lifting your sitting bones high, spreading your collarbones wide. Good. Feel the 4 corners of each foot rooting down. We're turning on the legs, building some heat. Now we're going to bend one knee and come into Skandasana. So the opposite toe is going to lift. Your outer arm is in your inner knee, and then top arm lifts. And deepen the breath. Good. Exhale, lower that hand. Straighten your legs. Come to Skandasana on the other side. Hips fold toward the knee, toes lift over here, outer arm, inner knee, top arm opens. Oh, and feel the breath really enliven the lungs and the area around the heart. And exhale, lower that hand, come back to spread apart pose. And now you're gonna shift to the back of your mat in a low lunge. Front knee over the heel. Inhale and come up to a high lunge or crescent lunge. And lift through your side chest as you inhale and push into the heel behind you as you exhale. Yeah, one more breath. Good. And exhale, lower the hands down, straighten the front leg. Inhale, sternum looks up toward your big toe, and then exhale, gentle forward fold. Letting some blood flow to the brain, bringing in or supporting some mental clarity for the day. Back leg is strong. Inhale, look up so your spine's parallel to the floor. Bend your front knee over the heel, scoop your belly, and then bring that back foot forward. Inhale your hands to your shins and stretch the spine. And exhale, forward fold and relax the weight of your head. Tuck the tailbone under and then inhale and come up to stand. Exhaling, palms together in front of the heart. Take a full breath. As you exhale, lower your hands down. Inhale and spin the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, step one foot to the back edge of your mat. Inhale, come up to crescent lunge. And then exhale, hands back down. Come to standing splits. We're gonna step onto that foot. Float your back leg, wherever it may come to. And then exhale and bow toward the standing leg. Lift that top foot. If possible, bend the knee, reach around with your opposite hand and catch the foot and begin to open the hip. You may even look back toward that knee. Nice. And then we'll release the foot. We drop it into that low lunge. And now we're going to take this arm on the inside of your calf and then drop your back heel and come into a side angle stretch. Rolling the top ribs slightly back and pushing your outer arm into that inner knee. Sink into the weight of your hips. Ground to the outside of that foot that's behind you. And now push into the top or grounded foot. Pull with your top arm and inhale, come up into warrior two. Deepen your breath. Feel the strength of your legs. Feel how the arms are super strong as you reach through the fingertips. Inhale, straighten your front leg, turn your toes all the way around to the other side and drop into warrior two. Gazing past your fingertips, drop into the weight of your hips, but then you kind of repel some energy up as though you're hollowing out your inner thighs. Collarbones wide. Exhale, Parsvakonasana, side angle stretch. So now that inner knee and outer arm push together to spin the ribs, getting long through your inner arm and your back inner leg. Nice, keep breathing. And now we're gonna lower the top hand. So you come into a runner's lunge and let's step into standing splits. Lifting the back leg, folding the chin toward the shin. And now bend the top knee, reach around with the opposite hand, catch that foot, and draw the heel a little closer to the buttocks. Good. Now we'll release the foot, coming back into a low lunge. And then we're gonna straighten the front leg, lift the sternum, and exhale and bow over the leg. And then knee drops over the heel, scoop your belly, bring the back foot in. Hands to the shins, inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Tailbone tucks, inhale, draw yourself up. Exhale, lower the thumbs to the sternum. Take a full breath. And lower the hands down. Inhale, spin the arms up. And let your hands glide along the midline as you forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees. Step back with one foot. Front knee over the heel and look up. Then we're gonna roll this back heel down to the floor, and you're gonna bring your hands around so you're in Skandasana, taking this arm by your bent knee to the floor, your hand to the floor, and then opening up your top arm. You can let your toes lift on that side. Yeah, sit down into the hips. Now we're gonna straighten that front bent knee, and you'll move over to the other side. So the other knee bends, your toe goes out at 45 degrees as the hips come down, other toe lifts, and we're in Skandasana, opening the chest, the shoulders. Lower that top arm, and then you're gonna spin so you come back into a low lunge. And then bring that back foot up. Inhale, stretch through your ribs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, palms down in front of the heart. Full breath. And then we'll open up the legs about our leg distance apart, turning the toes to one side for triangle. So opening the side rib, let this front thigh drop as you reach out with that arm, and then roll this top shoulder back. Extend the arm, Utthita Trikonasana, feeling the firmness of your legs. So wrap the muscles around the bones, then feel how the skin tones around the muscle. Squeezing the sitting bones toward the tailbone, push in through to the soles of your feet, and inhale, come up. Exhale, turn your toes all the way around to the other side. Lift the arms, legs are strong as you extend out through that arm and ribs. Top shoulder rolls back, wrist stacking over the shoulder, Utthita Trikonasana. Finding space between the crown of the head and the tailbone. Find the stability in your legs, pressing into the four corners of each foot. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, lower your arms, turn your toes forward, walk the feet together, and stand in mountain pose. Stand with strong legs and broadness through the chest, length through the back of your neck. And half moon pose. We're gonna step the feet not quite as wide as your whole leg, maybe about half the distance, turning your toes to one side, lift the arms like you're going into warrior, and then bend that front knee until your toes disappear and you feel like this leg starts to just hover behind you. The weight of your body is distributed evenly through the sole of the foot as you hinge over, taking your fingertips to the floor, rolling the top hip bone back as well as your shoulder, coming into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Tailbone is lengthening toward the heel that's behind you. And we are deepening the breath, stabilizing through the abdomen and really the entire core here. So hamstrings and thighs, low back is strong, upper back is strong. You're gonna bend your standing knee and then inhale and come up. Very good. Turn your toes to the other side. Short stance, arms are up for balance. The toes disappear as you hinge your weight evenly through that foot. Back foot is easy to lift. Then exhale, hinge over, and roll the top shoulder back. Space between the toes. You're carrying energy all the way out from the solar plexus to the soles of the feet, the tips of your fingers. Good, keep breathing. Feel that strength and stability. Ooh, we start to even feel that sense of invigoration as the breath really increases. Bend the standing knee and inhale, come up. Step the feet together, mountain pose, sensing that circulation flowing throughout the body. Step your feet wide, your leg distance apart. Line your toes up with your heels, hands to the hips, and turn on your legs. Imagine you're putting on like the tightest yoga pants ever, or like long underwear or something, and then inhale and open the front of your chest. So lean back, look at your brow as you fold forward, taking your hands to your mat. Inhale and look up and lift the sitting bones, and exhale, walk your hands back so that the weight of your head releases down. Again, a bit of an inversion, letting blood flow in the opposite direction. Taking awareness all the way to your brain, right? Blood flow moving to the brain. Remember your intention of optimism, flipping the voice in your head so that you stay positive. Nice intention for the day. And inhale, come up halfway, look up, walk your heels in just a touch so that you bend the knees now, and then you're gonna walk your hands to your thighs and sit in a deep squat. So arms are straight, your shoulders can come up, and this really releases the back of the pelvis and the hips. Now to invigorate the legs even more, visualize the sitting bones tucking toward the tailbone, then open your arms and then bring the palms together. We're in goddess pose. Again, breath is invigorating us. It's riding up and down the spine. Good. Now, open the arms, straighten your legs, and stretch into a starfish. Good. Exhale the arms down, zigzag the feet in, step the feet together in Tadasana. Now, forward fold. We'll take the hands together, inhale and lift your chest, and exhale, forward fold. Hands down by your toes. You're gonna inhale and stretch from the ribs out from your navel, and then exhale, taking your hands by your feet, relax the weight of your head down. Your knees might be bent if your hamstrings are super tight, and that's perfectly fine. But if your legs are straight, keep them nice and strong like they're in mountain pose. Smooth out your breath. Then inhale, look up. We're gonna flatten the palms and step the feet into a high plank. Shoulders over the wrists, reach back through your inner heels. Hold it here. Press down with the underside of the knuckle, the fingertip Yes, inner thighs, stretch back toward the inner heels. Vasisthasana, we're gonna roll over onto the outside edge of the foot, stack the other heel in front of the toes, lift the top arm. You can always drop the bottom knee if you need to, or you can float this top leg if you want more of a challenge. You could bring it in to tree pose. Yes. And then extend that leg, come back to high plank, hold it for a couple of breaths, and then we switch sides. So you roll to the opposite foot. You can put the other heel in front of the toes. You can drop that bottom knee or float the top leg and tree pose, making sure you just don't put pressure on that inner knee. And high plank, and then lower the knees, sit back on your heels in child's pose. Nice, deep belly breath to open your low back. And then we'll come into dolphin. So ground the forearms, interlace your fingers, stack the elbows right under your shoulders, tuck your toes, lift the knees and the hips, and then move the crown of your head back between your upper arms and away from the floor. So ground into your elbow points and the underside of the forearm. And if your back is straight, walk your feet a little closer to your face, but keep your thoracic spine, your upper back, moving toward the back of your chest. Relax the weight of your head, even though it's lifting away from the floor. Good. And exhale, lower your knees down, sit back on your heels, stretch your arms out, rest the forehead into child's pose. Full breath into the back of the ribs. Now we'll come up into downward dog. So through table, tuck your toes and stretch your hips back. Then lift one leg into three-legged dog. Then open the hip and drop the heel toward the opposite buttocks. And you may drop into wild thing. So that foot just keeps coming down toward the floor and the opposite arm lifts. And we're in this nice side body stretch. We're in a back bend. Feeling the strength and invigoration that the day is going to bring, that we have chosen with our intention, that experience. Now look down toward your grounded hand on your mat, and then bring the top hand down, spinning back onto the ball of that foot. Bring that knee into your nose, squeeze it in. And then back into a high plank, yoga for strength here, and then lift those hips, downward dog, three-legged dog on the other side. So your opposite leg lifts. We open the hip, roll it open, drop the heel into the buttocks, and then dropping into wild thing, that foot comes down, the top arm lifts, reach through the fingertips, press into the grounded feet. Lift your hips high. Look down toward your mat. Bring that knee back around and the hand knee to nose. And then a nice high plank, pushing the floor away from you. Now scoop that belly in and up. Come to downward facing dog. Walk your feet up toward your hands, feet hip distance apart. We're gonna take the hands to the shins, open your chest, smile, exhale, forward fold. Tuck the tailbone under as you inhale, coming all the way up to stand. Reach through your inner arms, and then hands down in front of the heart. Stand in Samastitihi. And balancing pose, tree pose. Standing on one foot, open those toes really wide, find stability in that leg, and then the other side gets nice and light. Sole of the foot to the inner calf, or you can grab the ankle to pull it to the inner thigh. Avoid the inner knee. Palms together, gazing softly at one spot. Breathing evenly into the side ribs. When the balance feels pretty good, inhale, take the arms overhead. If your shoulders are tight, leave your hands wide. If they're okay, palms together. Sealing in that sense of balance, even if the balance is off. With yoga, we have that intention of always bringing balance back into our lives. We don't do yoga because we're calm and peaceful and enlightened necessarily. We practice because we do experience stress and we do experience some negativity and feelings of being overwhelmed. Switch sides. Yoga helps us come back into balance physically, mentally, and emotionally. So if you're feeling wobbly, no worries. You could always have a hand on the wall. Maybe it's just how you feel this morning. And when we come back to even standing, take a moment to feel the stability of the legs as you strengthen your thighs. Create some space between your toes so that you ground from the feet, but then breath is light up in your heart space. Breath into the back of the skull and the crown of your head. Choosing to feel your own strength today, carrying this sense of invigoration with you to find the strength to overcome any sense of feeling overwhelmed, changing that inner voice from focusing on what is not going your way to what is going your way. And I extend my gratitude to you for practicing with me. And thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.